Well, good evening, fastball fans, and welcome inside to John Miller Field here at Circle Top Bar and Grill, Denmark, Wisconsin. We are about to get underway, and you are about to watch Jack Besgrove, the phenom, the presumptive number one in the world, taking on the Toronto BATMEN as his New York GREMLINS are looking to continue their march through the ISC World Tournament. Toronto BATMEN, big 5-0 winners over the Grand Prairie Pirates earlier today. The New York GREMLINS, a 7-0 win. Here's the Toronto batting lineup. Leading off, it's Mason McKay. He'll be followed by Ty Sebastian, who's already got 3 home runs in the tournament. Denny Benson, Corey Way, then Cody Skelton, Mitch McKay, Isaiah Whetstone, Derek Hyde, Adam Alexander brings up the 9 spot for the BATMEN. Defensively, for the New York GREMLINS, Matthew Waugh, Benanoka, Zenon Winters is in right field for the GREMLINS. Jerome Remeke, Cole Evans, Ladislav Malarzouk is back in the lineup at second base for the GREMLINS. Erica Cho at first. Besgrove and Nick Mullins behind the dish. Blake Hunter is the designated player tonight for the New York GREMLINS.
McKay's a great leadoff hitter there, facing one of the best pitchers right now going.
Do you think you even need to say one of?
Okay, the best?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking, all right? I mean, let's have the conversation.
Sure.
Is he the best guy in the world right now?
Right now, yes.
I think so, too.
Yep.
I absolutely think so, too. Down on strikes goes Mason McKay.
Ty Sebastian out at the plate.
Got to be careful here with Ty. He quietly, I think, has put together a very compelling case that he's in this conversation. Top 5-6 players around the world right now.
Oh, for sure, yes. Showed a lot last year. This is another challenge for him. And he can play anywhere on the field.
Pitch this morning, shortstop here this evening. Big cut there, comes up empty. He will have seen Besgrove down in Auckland, New Zealand. And I think they played earlier this summer in the Chiefs Challenge in Simcoe, if memory serves.
Yes, I believe you're right.
Doesn't always serve, but...
No. Not this late in the night, anyway.
Down on strikes goes Sebastian. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, 2 punch-outs for Besgrove. Denny Benson to the plate. This guy's got to be on Team Canada radar screen as the program starts to have some turnover. This guy just hits.
He had a home run in this morning's game. Just a pure hitter. He works hard at it. He's got a lot of upper body strength for the size he is. But just watch, as you're watching from home, watch the movement of this ball from Besgrove. He's got them all. The rise ball, the drop ball, the curve. He can throw the opposite curve. To me, the first time I saw him was in Chiefs Challenge in Simcoe. And to me, his ball just exploded as it approached the plate.
Oh, if it just falls off the table like that right there. We will stick with, maybe we can get a behind-the-plate shot, Luciano, for one of Besgrove's pitches here. We'll go to the behind-the-plate shot and try and get a sense of the movement. You'd be better off with the catcher cam. But there's the rise, and that just exploded up and out of the zone.
That's a good way. That's the way I tried to explain it when we were in Simcoe.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out the side. Gremlins will come to the plate in the home half of the first, and we'll see what the Toronto Batmen have to offer defensively.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Welcome back to John Miller Field. We'll go to the bottom half of the first inning in our nightcap here on the ISC Network. Blair Sedford, Joe Todd, Luciano Lafrano, Carol DeReste. For the New York Gremlins, it's Matthew Waugh leading things off. He'll be followed by Jerome Remeke. Ben Anoka in the 3 spot. Eric Ochoa bats 4. Zenon Winters in right field will hit 5th. Cole Evans 6. Blake Hunter, the designated player, up in the 7 spot. Ladislav Malor-Zook bats 8, and Nick Mullins will hit in the 9 spot as always. Defensively for the Batmen, Corey Way in left, Mason McKay in center, Isaiah Whetstone is around in right field. Mitch McKay, Ty Sebastian, Adam Alexander, Denny Benson, that's around the horn. Dustin Wienhoff, big tall left-hander. And the battery mate is Derek Hyde behind the plate. Cody Skelton is the designated player for the Toronto Batmen in black with pinstripes and yellow numbering, and that's what you're going to see from Dustin Wienhoff, Joe. A mixture of speeds. Try to keep the ball down against this awesome Gremlins attack.
Exactly. He's going to have to keep that ball below, around the knees. You want that ball to be hit in the dirt. Give your defense a chance to play it.
That one is just off the corner. Matthew Waugh earlier this afternoon led off the game with a ringing double over the head of the center fielder off the fence. 2 hopper out to Adam Alexander at second. He'll flip to first, and they'll retire Matthew Waugh.
Third baseman number 6, Jerome Remeke.
This Batman team at times, Joe Todd, has looked like world beaters. They've jumped up, they've beat Hill United, they've been right in games with the Gremlins and Bear Creek, and at other times they've scuffled and have been knocked around a little bit. But they certainly showed earlier this morning, I thought in the Grand Prairie game, that they're going to be somebody to be reckoned with here in this game.
Well, this is the time of the year to be rising up and being that cream on the top of your coffee.
Jerome Remeke at the plate. 3 home runs, 2 of them earlier this afternoon. He's got a bushel full of RBIs. He and Luigi Pinto and Ty Sebastian right there as well. He's got 3 home runs in the tournament too.
One of the big swingers in the game.
Comes up empty there.
Yep.
Doesn't swing and miss very often. Tell you that.
Adjusting that ankle protector. It's on his ankle. Over the years, probably been hit a few times.
That misses down low.
Good crowd here tonight, sticking around after that circle tap game.
Called a strike on the outside corner. Remeke was on his way to first. Didn't quite get out of the box, but got to the front of it.
Yeah.
So full count, 1 down. Dustin Wienhoff trying to retire Jerome Remeke. Time called at the plate. Remeke not happy with the loose dirt under his foot. And that's ball 4. There's no let up in this Gremlin lineup. We talked about that with Matt Palazzo during the afternoon game with the Gremlins. Matt sat in with us for a couple of innings, and he's a former member of this team. He knows them as well as anybody. And just top to bottom. And then you throw Blake Hunter in the middle of this mix too. It is unstoppable. It has been unstoppable all year. They're on a 32-game winning streak. They actually lost their first game of the season to the Bear Creek Express back in June, late June, up in Simcoe, Ontario. 3-1 win that night for Riley Mannion and Justin Schofield, beating Andrew Kirkpatrick and Jack Besgrove that night. But since then, they've just rattled off victory after victory, run rule after run rule game. But they can win the close ones when they need to. They've had a couple of good battles with Hill United. I think of the championship game in that Chiefs Challenge, Joe. They came from behind. Blake Hunter hit that grand slam, and they would win that one. And a quick visit here already from Ryan James. This is
kind of
presumptuous.
Yeah.
Pretty one-way conversation, too.
Yes.
So clearly didn't like something that he saw.
The umpires for tonight's game, Jan Hora from the Chechia. At home plate, Kevin Wallace from Shipman, Illinois at first base, and Tom Keller from Minnesota at third base.
Well, it's a quick turnaround for Mr. Keller.
Yeah.
From plate to third. Big cut by Beninoka comes up empty. Benny's hit a lot of home runs this year for the Gremlins. He's up there amongst the team leaders. Maybe not currently, given the torrid pace that Remeke and others have been on. Upstairs, and it gets away from Derek Hyde. Remeke, who runs the bases exceedingly well, as do most of the New Zealand players. So now you got a battle with Jerome Remeke out there trying to tip pitches. You got to change up the sequence, and that you see is why the left hand is twirling there from Dustin Wienhoff, and from side to side goes Derek Hyde. Puts down a mix. Hard shot, nice pick at third by Mitch McKay. And they get Beninoka over at first, and that play gets a well-deserved round of applause from the crowd here.
Great eye-hand coordination there by McKay. Down, you're down, and then you're ready.
Now batting the first baseman, number 8, Eric Ochoa.
So Eric Ochoa comes to the plate with 2 down, and Jerome Remeke still out there in scoring position. Joe on the out-of-town scoreboard, the Reapers up 3-0 on the Bombers. That's in the bottom of the 4th, the Reapers, the visitors. Top of the 5th, Elmira Expos are up 1-0 on the Oswegan Redmen. Elmira, the visitor there. Ochoa swings and comes up empty. Wienhoff spent the last couple of years with the Elmira Expos. Prior to that, with the Wyerton Nationals. And swing and a miss, took something off, and that pitch just died at the plate.
Yeah, just tailed. Oh, 0-2 now. See if Dustin tries to waste one here.
Comes right after him. Strike 3, a nice dipper on the corner. Eric Ochoa down on strikes, and a good first inning for Dustin Veenhoff and the Toronto Batmen.
The New York Gremlins congratulate our own Dr. Bob Neidick on his induction to the ISC Hall of Fame as this year's recipient of the Bob Welby Memorial Recognition of Service Award. Dr. Bob is a four-time ISC World Champ, winning his first two titles with the Kitchener River Shark Twins in 2008 and 2009. His second two came with us in 2018 and 2019, and he says, we're not done. Bob started in the game when he was 17 in Pennsylvania and played in a national championship in 1996. His first ISC World Tournament was 2004 in Fargo, North Dakota. Since 2012, he's been a Gremlins co-sponsor, and we couldn't be prouder of him to be recognized for all of his contributions to the game.
Congratulations, Dr. Bob!
4-5-6 for the Toronto Batmen as we get underway for the top of the second inning. A scoreless first, Corey Way, Cody Skelton, Mitch McKay. 4-5-6 for the Batmen in black from Toronto, Ontario. New York Gremlins out of Clifton Park, New York, in upstate New York. Some zip on that. Way fouls that one off at the plate, and I think that got a bit of a bite, or more than a bit of a bite, as Nick Mullins, as tough as they come, limping out to the mound. And he is going to kneel down. Jan Hora, Kevin Walls, Tom Keller. Joe Todd, you told us about our umpires. That was a look at Tom Keller. You saw the blue wrap on his right arm. That was from the last game. He got clipped and they had to wrap him up. That was early in the game. Turned out to be a beautiful night here, Joe Todd. 67, which is low teens Celsius. We've got a good crowd on hand. It was a beautiful sunny day here in Denmark, Wisconsin, after the buckets of rain that we got yesterday. Just chucking it down all day long here in Denmark, Wisconsin. Greg Leather out to check on his catcher. And that probably was a free mound visit, if nothing else. Very cagey veteran move there by Nick Mullins.
If you're not going to give me one, I'm going to trick you into one.
Yeah, Corey Way back in the box for Toronto. Swing and a miss. Goes down on the rise ball. Bestgrove has gone to the rise ball for the strikeout, Joe. And it just jumps as it gets to the plate. Cody Skelton, designated player. Called a strike. This team, of course, originated with Cody several years back as he put together a group of his friends to have a ball team to play on in tournaments. They have been competitive from day one. Finished a team best 4th place in 2017, led by Caleb Kishig that year. Always in the mix in the Ontario tournaments on the circuit, battling with the likes of the Chiefs and Bear Creek and Toronto Gators and Kitchener Twins over the years.
Always been a formidable opponent.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some, but they have been somebody to contend with. Called strike 3, the outside corner. Cody Skelton is just going to quietly back away from the plate. Thought maybe that was a bit outside, but down on strikes. You be the judge here. You see Mullins go to the outside and caught it on the left knee, maybe a bit through the box. You got to look into the trailer. Lean in here, Joe Todd. Let them know you're here.
There I am.
Just down on the corner.
I'm hiding. I have a face for radio.
Oh, Joe. Number 16, Mitch McKay to the plate. Both the McKay brothers, Joe Todd, on that Canadian U23 squad that competed down in Paraná in Argentina back in April, 5th place finish. And then the McKays were key players by the end of that for Team Canada. Didn't start that way, but it certainly finished that way.
That's exact. You are exactly correct, and they are tough. And both are looked at in that Canada pool.
Called strike 3, the inside corner, Jack Besgrove. KKK in the first, KKK in the second. There's a lot of Ks, 6 of them through 2. Toronto BATMEN, New York GREMLINS. Scoreless through 1.5. New York coming back up.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon. Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club with our beautiful 27-hole golf course.
There's Varm Matiosian about to meander his way down to the first base coach's box. Have a quick check-in with Jan Hora, the Czech umpire. Zenon Winters will clear out any last vestige of the chalk on the outside of the box and the back of the box. Joe, we saw Zenon at the manager meeting. I said, did you lose a bet that you had to come? And he said, no, this is what happens when you're the oldest guy in the team, or something to that effect. Had a line drive home run in the game this afternoon that just kept climbing the entire way out of the park. It was just a laser. Up and in to Zenon.
Enough has to keep that ball below the waist for Zenon Winters. If he gets it up in the letters, it will be a mistake.
Well, I think as you and I discussed early in the game, the knees and down is probably where he wants to live, I've got to think.
Yeah.
Two and one, the count. And that is chop foul. I wonder, Joe, if the plan here tonight for the Batmen is to try to get through the order once with Veenhoff, because they've already got Tyler Randerson up and throwing down the right field side. And I'm suspicious that that may be the plan tonight, is just get through the order once with each pitcher if they can.
And show a new face?
Yeah. That was up and into Winters. It's not a bad strategy.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen other teams try this against Hill United and others over the years. You go lefty-righty. Winters calls time. Didn't have to give it to him there, but he got it. Call strike 3, the outside corner. Zenon Winters. A little bit of disbelief.
Joining the shortstop,
Let's see this
number
pitch.
34, Cole Evans.
That looks a lot like the outside corner.
Vesco would want that.
Cole Evans to the dish. Out of all the Gremlins, Joe, probably the quietest at the plate here so far. His defense has just been picture perfect. I'm sure he would love to get the bat to match the glove.
Yes. He excels at shortstop defensively.
So 1-1. And this one well hit. Deep left field. Forget about it. Deep into the night. And Cole Evans, Joe, is on the board.
Yes. That was no broadcaster curse.
No, that was the opposite. Cole Evans says, yeah, I can hit the ball too.
He's joined the hit HR parade.
Middle from Veenhoff. You can just tell from his reaction that was not the pitch he wanted to execute. That was a mistake, and Cole Evans makes him pay. Blake Hunter now to the dish. Joe, we talked about it with Matt Palazzo earlier this afternoon. Blake Hunter does not like to hit singles. He likes to hit the ball off the fence or over the fence. Doubles or home runs are Blake's game these days.
Doesn't like to run then.
Well, I don't know that he doesn't like to run, but when you hit it as hard and as far as Blake Hunter can hit it, you don't always have to. And that's just foul. Veenhoff set. And swing and a miss. Blake Hunter down on strikes. That's a great pitch by Dustin Veenhoff just off the outside corner. Hunter can't get to it. Vladislav Malarczuk homered in the Gremlins game on Sunday. And then not in the lineup today. It's tough. It's tough. There's so many good players on this team. They've got a bit of a rotation between Malarczuk, Ochoa, Hunter, Winters, rotating around between DP, second base, right field, first base. In and out of the glove of Hyde. You briefly saw the graphic that Luciano Lafrano put together of all of the top 10 power hitters. Gremlins at the top of that list. Remeke, Ochoa, Hunter, Benny Anoka in there. That is a formidable list indeed. Malarczuk chases upstairs. They get the one home run from Cole Evans. Jesus, I just totally drew a blank there. My goodness. Age is catching up to me. Cole Evans with the home run. The Gremlins, a 1-0 lead, will go to the top of the third. Jack Besgrove back out to the circle.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data. And they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
For the best bear tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with two of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Batting the right fielder, number 3, Isaiah Whetstone.
Isaiah Whetstone will lead things off for the Toronto Batmen. Derek Hyde, Adam Alexander, 7-8-9. Somebody's got to make some contact, Joe. That's 6 strikeouts out of 6 batters.
Even get a foul ball. Did they face Bestgrove in Simcoe? I'm thinking it was Kirkpatrick. But
I think you are correct. I believe it was Kirkpatrick. We have to go back through a lot of posts to dig that score out. Swing and a miss. Inside corner. And can't catch up to that rise ball on the outside corner. 7 for 7.
Now batting the catcher, number 2, Derek Hyde.
Derek Hyde, the catcher. Joe, a lot of action today here in Denmark and even at Maribel Park as the ISC 2 tournament kicked off, and with the complete rainout yesterday, it's been wall-to-wall action, no breaks in the schedule, and 5 diamonds in use in the 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 9 o'clock time slots all together.
I mean, usually at the World Tournament, you're playing 1 game a day. And with that rainout yesterday, a lot of the teams are playing 2.
Just off the outside corner. Some of the ISC 2 scores, and we'll get back to the World Tournament in a minute, but some of the ISC 2 scores. New Zealand Blue Sox, 3-1 winners over Grand Valley. Kingston Axemen, 2-0 over the Alvinston Aces. Can't catch up to that one. Pueblo Bandits, 10-1 winners over the Midland Explorers. And still waiting on a score from Stoneyard and Pegasus. That game's been played, but there were some connectivity issues. Well, there's a base runner for Toronto, as working a walk is Derek Hyde. That's a good at bat. Through the World Tournament today, the Gremlins earlier 7-0 winners over the Oswegan Redmen. Toronto 5-0 over the Grand Prairie Pirates. Adam Alexander at the dish. And there's a called strike on the outside corner. Good drop. Bear Creek Express won a pair of games today, 7-0 over the Buzz, and then in a real fine game, 3-2 over the Circle Tap Dukes. The Dukes had earlier beaten the Waterdown Hammer 7-0.
Adam Alexander very deep in that batter's box.
Niagara Stompers were 8-0 winners over the Reapers. Fargo Kegel Black Knights and the AWP Lumberjacks. Seesaw affair, back and forth they went. Alexander chases that rise ball up and out of the zone, and that pitch just tails right away from the lefties as it breaks up. Watch it here. Tailing away and moving up.
And it looks so good when it leaves his hand.
Artem Kurtz upset winners over the Oma Tigre. That game was at 10 o'clock this morning, and Joe, we watched most of that game from a vantage point out in right field, and that was a real good ball game.
Excellent.
2-1 for Kurtz.
Kurtz might be the Cinderella of the tournament so far.
Could be. The crowd did not like that pitch downstairs to Mason McKay. You get a look at it here. That looked awful low. And that one to the screen. On the move is Derek Hyde as Mullins kind of ran into McKay, trying to collect that off the screen. That's one of the few bad bounces off the screen we've seen. Oh, Nick couldn't pick it up with the bare hand. That's what happened. Joe advancing through the winner's bracket. The Knights came back to beat Marchio. The Norsemen won a tight one over the Tigre. They dropped a pair of 2-1 decisions and get eliminated.
Very tough.
Elmira and the Redmen. That game was 1-0 Elmira at last look. The winner of that will take on the Pirates tomorrow, Grand Prairie Pirates. Called strike 3 inside corner. Mason McKay down on strikes. Another 3 strikeout inning. But Toronto at least a moral victory with a base runner.
And advanced to second.
And got into scoring position. Paul Sebastian with a couple of words for Jan Hora. His way back to the dugout 2. To the plate in the third. 1-0 lead.
Whether you want to improve your grip in wet conditions or just to find the control you've been looking for, the Gorilla Gold Grip Enhancer has become the most recommended name in softball and in every sport where grip plays an important role. Gorilla Gold is the only grip enhancement approved by the ISC, ASA, and NCAA.
My name is Michael Holobradek. I'm from Czech Republic, playing for Hill United Chiefs, and I'm using Gorilla Gold.
My name is Pablo Miglievaca from Argentina, and for every game I use Gorilla Gold.
Hola, mi nombre es Samuel Villalbazo, pitcher de la Selección de México, y en todos mis juegos uso Gorilla Grip.
Hi, I'm Adam Folker. I play for the Hill United Chiefs from Australia, and I've been using Gorilla Gold my whole life.
My name's Jack Vesco from Australia, and I can't pitch without Gorilla Gold.
Gorilla Gold, the feel for the game.
Joe, just catching up on that out-of-town scoreboard as we were running through the brackets. The Reapers are up 7-0 on the Bombers. You can almost say that was a death match between the Reapers and the Bombers. And Elmira Expo is up 3-0 on Oswegan Redmond in the Ontario battle. That's in the top of the 7th as well. Here, Nick Mullins, and then back to the top of the shop for the Gremlins. 9-1-2, Mullins, Waugh, Remeke. Dustin Wienhoff back out for 3rd inning of work. Nobody in the Toronto bullpen. We had Tyler Randerson up a little bit earlier. Called a strike on the inside corner. And boy, Joe, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but you can't argue with the way that Dustin Wienhoff is pitching right now.
No, he's pitching extremely well. Trying to work the inside part of the plate and the outside. He knows how strong these batters are. Nice little rise ball there.
Went around, says Kevin Wallace. So you're going to call one, you got to call them all like that.
Sure. Good hold by Mullins.
Full count. You certainly don't want to put the 9-batter aboard for free. Hopper on the infield. They don't come much easier than that for Adam Alexander. He'll take that one every day of the week. Leadoff batter for the Gremlins, Matthew Waugh. Grounded out to Alexander in the first. Matthew, as he always does, measures to the back of the box, sets his back foot there on the line. The consistency, the methodical in his approach is Matthew Waugh. Falling behind here, 2-0. And 3-0. You get a look from our home plate camera. Number one, the barbecue smoke rising out in right field, flipping the burgers. That's not a fire out there. That's just the barbecue.
Nice steak sandwiches out there.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring one of those in and wave it under my nose several times. I appreciated that. Thank you.
That was just a cheeseburger.
Oh, is that all that was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the booyah. We all had booyah earlier today. Wisconsin stew. Anything and everything mixed in. If you've never had booyah, you got to come to Wisconsin and try it sometime. Jerome Remeke to the dish, and that's 5 straight balls now from Dustin Wienhoff. If you're not careful here, 1-0 becomes 3 very quickly.
Yes. Quick turn of the hands and quick turn of the wrists.
There's a strike on the outside corner. And so quick through the zone. His elbow guard actually popped off. That's the ferocity and the swing of Jerome Remeke. That is swinging hard.
Yes. From the toes. Just missing on the edge of the plate.
But a great eye, too, by Jerome Remeke. You talked about this in the earlier game, how good his eye is. He does not chase. A lot of power hitters will chase, not Jerome Remeke, not often. Hopper on to first base. Good play there by Denny Benson to make sure he got the out first, and that's 2 out. Beninoka to the dish. He hit that hard shot down third that Mitch McKay was able to handle in his first plate appearance. Saw Kevin Wallace moving around a little bit out there. He's making sure that he's not in the eye line of Isaiah Whetstone. Gets through Hyde, but no opportunity to move for Matthew Waz. That came right back to Derek. Just want to remind everybody, you can always follow along to the games on Game Changer live scoring when we're not on the ISC network. The games are still on Game Changer. Benny Anoka, again, blessed with a great eye, like most everybody in this lineup, and does not chase pitches up and out of the zone. Not very often.
Well, it's so important to pick up the ball from the pitcher's hand and try and pick up the rotation, and you'll see if you can pick up the motion there or the movement of that ball. That's the experience of these batters.
Not pitching for a strike. Matt Palazzo was saying earlier that everybody on the bench, in the lineup or not, is focusing on the pitcher to look for a pick or a tell. And upstairs, ball 4, you just cannot get these guys to chase. And if there's the slightest variation from pitch to pitch, somebody's going to pick up on it.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a game of knowing what's coming.
Yeah, they pick up a pattern and a routine.
Well, just something, you go into the glove and your arm muscles flex one way or the other. And it could even be on the catcher, too. Chuck Hendricks told the story of having to switch to wearing long sleeves no matter the weather because guys were watching his arm, and whether he put down 1 or 2, they were watching the tendons in his forearm. Derek Hyde out to have a conversation. Jan Hoare is going to go right with them as they've got a couple of balls to choose, and he'll get Hyde back in position real quick. Quickly, should be. Well, that will be their defensive conference for the inning. So if he goes out there again, it becomes a ball on the batter. 0-1 to Eric Ochoa. Couple of runners aboard. 2 down in the inning, trying to get out without another run in. This one is chopped foul. Matt Palazzo also suggested that the work gloves here that Eric Ochoa's got on might be a fine. They're off-brand with yellow, too. I don't think there's any yellow in the Gremlins color scheme. Might go with the Batman stuff.
Yeah.
The high cuffs.
Had a notion.
Yeah, really wanted to go for it. Almost stepped halfway across the plate to take after it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eric Ochoa, another player who has come over to fast pitch from baseball. Swing and a miss. Chases this one out of the zone, and I'll tell you something. Dustin Wienhoff is doing a job here through 3 complete. New York 1. Toronto, no score.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see.
Ty Sebastian to lead things off for the Toronto BATMEN, top of the fourth. And Joe, you kind of get the sense that this could be just a one-swing game, and Ty's one of those guys you want at the plate in those type of games. Fouls that one off. Glad we didn't park over there. Whew. 9:31 Central Time. We're an hour into this one. Well, not quite. 8:40 was the start time. I thought it was about 8:30, but I guess it was a little after that. And again, same spot, same result. 0-2 on Ty Sebastian. Yeah, very nice hat, says Brian Erdis from Softball City. Was just in and playing Santa Claus for the three of us here in the booth. Hats and shirts. We'll look forward to wearing those in 2024 as we get out to the World Tournament. If you missed our interview with Greg Tim last game, everybody getting excited about the opportunity to go to the Greater Vancouver area, Surrey, British Columbia, to play the ISC tournament, World Tournament in 2024. We've got a lot of ball between now and then, but it's going to be a great time.
Looking forward to it.
Sebastian just late on that offering from Bestgrove. Just can't get around on it right now, Joe.
Well, he's trying to get his timing down. It's a challenge for them, and Ty Sebastian is up for that challenge.
Still 0-2. And again, fouling it off. He's putting a beating on the right side screen.
Two strikes to Sebastian, so he's got to protect that plate.
Well, he's been doing that. Swing and a miss there. Can't catch up to the rise ball. How many now?
10.
Out of 10?
Yes. Not bad.
Pretty high average.
Yes.
Denny Benson to the plate. Again, this is a guy, Joe, who can run into one and tie the game with a swing. Oh, took something off that. First time we've seen that pitch. And way out in front was Denny Benson.
That's a nice pitch. That's the 10 strikeouts, and then he throws that at you.
Well, and that's another piece of his arsenal is he's already got a fully formed changeup. He throws the hard stuff with anybody. It moves better than most. And then he's got that changeup in his back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Up the middle, Cole Evans comes across and throws out Denny Benson. The first out, not by way of strikeout, comes with one out in the fourth.
Watch the range on Evans as he crosses over across behind the second base and guns it over to first base.
We saw him make a very similar play the other day, and we made the same remark that I don't think anybody goes to his left as well as Cole Evans. Maybe Cam Schiller. But
yeah.
Corey Way. Jace is upstairs. Joe, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the Elmira Expos Oswego Redmond game on Game Changer as well. And Elmira trying to salt away a 4-0 win. That one's fouled off.
Corey Way got a bat on it.
And a good grab by, I think that was Aleo Munoz, actually. So no surprise that was a good grab. Down on strikes goes Corey Way, so we'll start a new streak. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jack Bestgrove. 11 of 12 outs by way of strikeout. Denny Benson at least got a ground ball.
Inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Zenon Winters and Varm Adiosian deep in conversation as they strolled out to the plate, and Varm continues on to the first base coach's box. And I'm sure Zenon is listening to everything Varm is saying in terms of hitting prowess.
Hey, yeah.
Learned everything he knows from Varm.
Well, Varm has his own video.
He does. True story. Winters stepped out. The Toronto bullpen calling time as a ball got away from somebody down into the corner in right field. Get that recovered. Ty Randerson is back warming up in the bullpen. Dustin Vienoff is back out on the board. And Joe, why not? We thought maybe once through the order, but boy, he's made one bad pitch the whole night. And Cole Evans hit it out of the park.
Yeah, pitched extremely well. Picking corners. Got some balls up, got some balls down, moving the ball inside, outside, showing it all.
Downstairs. I mean, he's fallen behind some batters. He's worked ahead of batters. Hats off right now. Nobody else has been able to get through this lineup. Oh, and that clunks Zenon Winters, and I'm sure the ball felt that. And this is the guy that they just haven't been able to get was Cole Evans. We talked about him wanting to get on track, and he certainly did. And opportunity now for him to extend the lead for the Gremlins. Make it a final up in Denmark, 4-0 for the Elmira Expos. Evans swings over the top. We think, Joe Todd, that Dan Martin will pick up the win in that game. If true, that would be Dan Martin's 20th ISC World Tournament win.
Congratulations, Dan.
And this one well hit, deep left field again. Off the fence this time. Greg Leather puts up the stop sign for Winters. The throw pops in and out of the glove of Mitch McKay at third. Home run and a double tonight for Cole Evans. And I guess you could say, Joe, he is on track. You see off the fence.
He's finding his groove.
Yes, I think so. Apparently he likes lefties. Blake Hunter to the dish. Ryan Janes out for the visit, and that might be it for Cole Evans, who did a heck of a job. Cole Evans Cole Evans did a heck of a job too.
Yeah,
yes, he did.
Both have.
That might be for it for Dustin Wienhoff. I think he's done a real good job out there. Stalling for a bit of time. A look to the dugout. I think they're just waiting for Tyler Randerson to face Blake Hunter. We'll give them another couple of seconds to get this change done. Janes is taking as much time as he can, it looks like, because now here comes Jan Hora. And now he's pointing to the dugout. We'll take a break as Ty Randerson will come on for his warm-up pitches. We'll be back here on the ISC Network.
Sometimes people worry about asking for help because there can be a stigma around mental health problems.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
They might believe that asking for help means admitting that something's wrong.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Some people worry about how others might see them.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Asking for help means that you want to make changes and take the first steps towards better mental health.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
We should celebrate the courage it takes to speak up and make changes.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Getting help is part of recovery.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Mental health isn't something you need to keep to yourself. Talk to a friend. Trust your teammates. You're not alone.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
The first steps may be the toughest, but knowing where to look for help is a good start. Community mental health organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association or Mental Health America offer resources and programs that can help you. Visit cmha.ca or mentalhealthamerica.net to find a branch in your community.
And remember,
trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with two of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Luciano Lafrano learning some English by listening to the Newfoundlanders. I'm not sure that's the best way to learn some English, but yes, bye, indeed. Yes, bye. So, Joe, a little bit of adversity here for the Toronto Batmen. Zenon Winters is over at third base. Cole Evans up at second. And there's a lot of discussion going on right now around what the signals are. Ty Randerson is on to pitch for the Batmen. Derek Hyde going over what the sequences are going to be with the runner on second base. You can't be obvious. Randerson more of a rise ball pitcher than Dustin Wienhoff, and obviously a righty, so a couple of differences between the two. And that's off the glove and right to the screen and right back to Derek Hyde, but that's the rise ball from Tyler Randerson. Hasn't thrown a lot, Joe, the last couple of years. Was in training to become a firefighter. But back at it this season and has had a good season for Toronto. Upstairs.
Well, and it's tough when you leave it for maybe a gap like that of 3 or 4 months and then come back at it. It's almost like missing a full season.
Blake Hunter fouls this one off. So, Joe, it's an interesting question being posed by our good friend Kyle Smith. Is this the best debut of anybody in an ISC? Jack Besgrove strikes out the first 10 batters that he sees. at the ISC World Tournament. I don't know that that's ever been done before. Kevin Herlihy certainly had a really good debut back in the day. Three and one to Blake Hunter. Randerson really hasn't been near the strike zone other than the one pitch. And that one misses upstairs, ball 4. Bases loaded with nobody out. This game is in danger of being broken wide open here, Joe.
Yeah, we need some real tight defense here by the Toronto Batman and some pinpoint pitching by Tyler Randerson.
Ladislav Malor-Zook at the plate and just poised to uncoil. You could just see he was going to go after that first pitch. He was ready to go. Joe, AHI Reapers up now 9-2 on the Ohio Bombers. Reapers ran into a bit of a buzzsaw with the Niagara Stompers, who look like they're coming together for the World Tournament, but brought their hitting shoes this evening, and we were impressed with the way they swung the sticks the other day, too.
Yes.
Up and in to Malor-Zook, who's an entertaining guy, very quiet guy, but entertaining. And fouls that one straight back to the screen. Little nod of the head from Malor-Zook. I think he would have liked to have that one back and do a little bit more with it.
Just got the bottom half of that ball. When it goes directly back to that screen, it's usually how they analyze that.
And again, same thing, a little bit more demonstrative this time as Malor-Zook, as he gets over near the fence and a bit of a shake of the head.
So if Ty's got a changeup, I think I'd throw it.
It might be a good time for it, because he is on that rise ball. Slowing the pace down. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Winters is at third. Evans is at second. Hunter at first. Malor-Zook at the plate. And that one is fouled off down the left side.
Good little battle we got going here.
Yeah, it is. And Malor-Zook, he gets ever more animated every time he fouls one off. Randerson wondering what he's got to do to get one by him. Now, Ty Sebastian has come in. And Kevin Wallace is over to jaw a little bit with Sebastian. That doesn't look like anything overly concerning. They got to make sure.
Now, there is a 20-second rule in the rule book. I don't know if he's pushing that limit or not.
Well, we got the entire infield and 2 of the 3 umpires out there.
Yeah.
Now we're offering up a ball while we're there. So Benson is given a ball to go scuff up because that one's brand new. It looked like pretty shiny. And Greg Leather is going to come down and ask about what's going on, and this whole whole notion of speeding up the game goes out the window.
Yes.
Two balls, 2 strikes. This has been a good battle between Randerson and Maller-Zook. And just misses down low, so let's run this count to full. Nowhere to put him. Bases loaded, full count, nobody out. A lot of pressure on the Batmen right now.
Be very careful.
But not too careful.
No.
Because you don't want to nibble. Upstairs, they got to appeal on that. Oh my, they did not get the appeal. Boy, it certainly looked like he went around.
Very
Let's
close.
see that one again. Oh, he went. Ryan James is out and is just giving him an earful. Well, and he's been tossed by Shipman Kevin Wallace, rather, from Shipman, Illinois. That's James came out and gave him an earful, and
Kevin,
I'm sure that was his intent, was to get tossed.
Yeah.
Kevin Wallace made sure he got what he wanted.
James.
But I think he's got a case. To me,
Yeah.
he went around. This is a no-brainer. That is strike 3. That bat is fully through the zone. So 2-0 now for the Gremlins. Nick Mullins to the plate. The challenge for Ty Randerson. Oh, I get my ties confused.
Yeah.
Ty Randerson is to get focus back in on the batter and not get distracted by not getting that call.
Still no one out yet in the inning.
Falling behind again, 2-0. And make it 3-0 as this one skips in. So 3-1. Nick Mullins nods in agreement, trying to sell the walk, but
Yeah.
he was taking all the way. And why wouldn't you?
Yep.
Swings and misses there. That's a good pitch from Randerson, up and away from Nick Mullins.
I'll see what he comes back with here.
Well, I think you almost have to go back to that
The rise
pitch.
ball.
It's the only one he's really throwing with confidence. He hasn't really been close with the drop. Yep, they go right back to the
Yep.
same, and Nick Mullins swings under it for an out. Matthew Waugh now to the plate with one down. Bases still loaded. Evans now up to third. Hunter's at second. Maller-Zook is at first. Matthew Waugh will measure out his batter's box. High hopper on the infield. Benson has nowhere to go with it. Waugh was past him by the time he came down, and literally nowhere to go.
Real hard bouncer in that ground. We saw how hard it was all day as it continues tonight.
So a run in on the infield single by Matthew Waugh, make it 3-0. And Jerome Remeke to the plate, and boy, one mistake here, and it's going to be 7. Inside for a strike. Remeke nods in agreement. One, that one misses downstairs. Long look in by Randerson. Now the step back and time at the plate for Remeke. Joe falling behind again, not a place you want to be.
Yeah, you're putting yourself in a real big hole.
Able to hold up. 3-1. The natives are getting a little restless with the calls, Joe.
Yes.
Not just on the Toronto bench. And drilled out to left field on a hop. Hunter comes in to score. Here's the play at the plate, and out at the plate is Malherzuk on a great play by Corey Way. That ball was hit so hard it got to him on one hop. Corey Way gets it in so quick, and a real strong throw to the plate, and DOA by 8 feet is Malherzuk. So they save a run, but make it 4-0. Blake Hunter coming around. Remeke picks up an RBI. 2 down and 2 aboard still for Benanoka. There was a changeup, Joe, that you talked about earlier, and that one's down low.
Yeah, it's got to be thrown for a strike. And you got to have confidence that you throw for a strike.
Two 2-0, and again falling behind these dangerous Gremlin batters. We've been talking about it almost ad nauseum. And 3-0, so While you do have a base open, you're not trying to walk Beninoka here, not to get to Eric Ochoa.
Yeah, it's not the best of the outcomes.
There's a strike on the inside corner. And 3-2, let's make it. So the runners will be off with the pitch. Gremlins, 3 runs in this inning, looking to add to that total.
Randerson trying to shut the door.
Lifted up to right field. That's a long way to run for Isaiah Whetstone, but he gets there, makes the grab, and the Gremlins will have to be satisfied with 3. They'll strand 2, and Toronto Batmen will feel like they could have been out of that inning a little bit easier, maybe if a call had gone their way. Joe, just a defensive change for the New York Gremlins. Blake Hunter goes in to catch for Nick Mullins. I would imagine this is effectively a defensive change, or sorry, like a position switch,
yes,
where Mullins effectively becomes the DP and Hunter goes in to catch.
They flip-flop.
Yeah. Cody Skelton to the plate for the Batmen. Bestgrove, 11 out of 12 outs by way of the strikeout. Swing and a miss. Cody Skelton has made short work. We just haven't been able to figure him out at all.
No.
Mitch McKay. Oof. Everybody in the crowd went oof because Hunter never even got a glove on it. It was a changeup and it hit him right in the chest protector.
Yeah.
I would say that was a cross-up because Blake was going up and that ball was coming down. That's a good thing it was only a draw. It was a changeup.
He's charging him for 1?
Shouldn't be. That was clearly a cross-up.
Yeah.
Well, now Greg Leather is out to dispute whether or not that should be a charged defensive conference because that was clearly a cross-up. There's a lot of discussion about this, as you well know, Joe, at the Board of Directors meeting last night, and the intent behind the rule, of course, is to speed up the game. The permitted conference is on a cross-up, and that's what Greg Leather, the point that Greg is making right now to Jan Hora, that was a blatant cross-up.
Yeah, he's supposed to go out and follow and stay with
That's
that
exactly
catcher,
right, yeah.
And stay with that catcher to make sure they discuss the
signs.
Yes.
Well, that one gets called a strike. That one misses downstairs. Three and one the count. And called strike 2, so let's go to a full count.
Very nice pitch.
And swing and a miss as he just can't catch up to that rise ball on the outside corner. As Besgrove, Joe, even when he falls behind, it seems like he can just make 2 pitches that the batter can't touch.
Yes. He's got the full arsenal.
Another 2 Ks. Well, there's a 42-footer just for fun. Lucky 13 so far.
Yes.
That Reapers game, Joe, a final 9-2 winners over the Ohio Bombers. Next up in the 10 o'clock cycle, Wander Springs and Glowworm, Bar Buzz and Nate's Auto. And that gets a bite out of McKay. Or that's Whetstone, sorry. Whetstone. A few guys get plunked tonight and not shake it off. And as hard as this guy throws, that's on that back elbow. That'll numb your arm for you.
That'll leave a mark in the morning.
Number the catcher, number 2, Derek Hyde.
Derek Hyde. He walked, reached second back in the 3rd inning. We're top of the 5th right now. Called strike. That was just off the corner. Two and two.
That ball's anywhere near that strike zone. You got to get that bat aggressive. Good hold.
Well, let's run it to 3 and 2. Good at bat again by Derek Hyde. And that one is ball 4. And second walk tonight for Derek Hyde. He's not chasing anything out of the zone. And sometimes, Joe, it's the catchers who
Are the best
know
guy.
what's best. Yeah, exactly.
And picking up the rotation of the ball.
Mm-hmm. So Hunter out to talk with Bestgrove. Pinch runner, I think, just come on for Toronto. Number 18 went out to second base for
Adam Long.
Adam Long out to run for Whetstone. That's interesting.
Well, I think it's because of that injury.
You think the arm bothering
Yeah.
Whetstone?
Yeah.
Okay. Nine batter Adam Alexander for Toronto. Swings hard, comes up empty. Couple runners aboard. Boy, you'd love to see something into a gap or even down the right field line. I mean, Zenon Winters is way over in right center.
Alexander very deep in that box, trying to make sure he gets the full look at that ball.
Well, I think the problem is he's behind it still, too.
Yeah.
Had a notion to go for it, Joe, but able to lay off.
Adam Alexander is a chiropractor up in the Chatsworth area.
Can't lay off that drop ball in the outside corner, though. Jack Bestgrove picks up another 3 strikeouts to run his total to 14 on the night. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Gremlins in control, up 4-0.
Chewy.
Eric Ochoa, Zenon Winters, Cole Evans. Evans has been in the middle of all the offense here tonight, Joe.
Home run in the 2nd inning and a double. Scored both times. 1 RBI. Ochoa, he's still looking for his first hit.
Well, the last time we said that about somebody, they
Yeah.
hit it out of the park.
That's
so
it.
we'll see how this works out.
2 strikeouts, both swinging. 1 in the first and 1 in the third.
You don't often see that in Eric Ochoa's line, do you? He makes contact. He doesn't always hit it out of the park, but he makes good contact. A lot of ball games today on all of the diamonds. We lost the entire day yesterday to rain. And there is a base hit for Eric Ochoa. That's more like the Eric Ochoa we know. Big turnaround first, and he'll scamper back to the bag. Little fist bump with Varm Matiozian. And then it's time for Varm to start collecting equipment. It's the shin guard, gets the arm guard. Looks like there's another wrist guard or something coming. Zenon Winters to the plate. Caught looking and then hit by a pitch. Really was geared up for that one and got caught looking at the, well, not looking, but got caught by the changeup.
That wind has cooled down.
Yeah, we were into the upper 60s a while back, but it's a little cooler, I think, than that right now. Lovely night for playing ball, though. As a player, I love nights like this.
Yeah.
It's not super hot, but it's not the point where you're cooling down in between at bats or anything like that. These were the kind of nights you live for.
No humidity at all.
Winters down on strikes and an uncharacteristically bad at bat. Let's face it, that was not a good at bat by Zenon. I'm sure he will be reflecting on that one as he gets back to the dugout. Cole Evans is having a night, a home run and a double. As you said, a couple of runs scored.
So we'll see if we can expand on that.
Now that was against Dustin Wienhoff, our starter. He was the last batter that Wienhoff pitched to.
Mm-hmm. First look at Randerson.
Chase is upstairs. This is a much better inning for Ty Randerson right here. He's working quicker, first of all.
Yeah.
But he's got more pop on the rise ball this inning. And
well, he's not getting himself behind in the count.
I was just about to go there, that he's working ahead of the batters.
Yeah.
Oh, that got a vehicle. Fouled over the fence, and some of the parking is 8 feet from the fence over there. One ball, 2 strikes to Cole Evans. And this one is laced down the right side. But that's going to tail foul, and it's actually going to get out of play. Good bit of hitting, trying to guide that one down the right field line. Joe, this is the last of our 4 broadcasts today. We've seen the Gremlins twice. We've seen Circle Tap twice. We saw a no-hitter. We saw a one-hitter. Those were the 2 early games. An outstanding game between Circle Tap and Bear Creek. That's actually a dead ball off the toe. And while the score is 4-0, Jack Besgrove has completely and utterly stymied this Toronto Batmen team.
Complete domination.
Evans down to a knee and strikes out. That's a good drop ball from Ty Randerson right there.
Yeah, he has to keep it down there.
Blake Hunter to the dish. Strikeout and a walk. Takes a strike. Boy, that one is fouled way back in on a play. That might land on the road.
Anderson's thrown 48 pitches so far.
Two and two count to Blake Hunter. And we'll make it 3-2 as that one is off the screen and it actually managed to get out of play. That must have hit one of the bars and ricocheted upwards. Huh.
Never seen that.
Haven't seen that one in quite a while. The backstop is basically a regulation backstop, and then there's a 12-foot fence. But it had to have hit a bar somewhere to have ricocheted upwards.
To deflect like that.
Yeah. Funny. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Blake Hunter. Tyler Randerson trying to work a clean inning. Eric Ochoa's out at second base. And that one is fouled back. That hit a post. And this one is laced out into the gap. There'll be another Blake Hunter double, maybe a triple. Well, he'll be happy with a double. Just adding to the slugging percentage, which is probably
high,
some astronomical number on the season. Five 0 now for the New York Gremlins. Ladislav Mallerzuk to the plate. We'll get a pinch runner as Tawny Mumu comes on for Blake Hunter.
Pinch runner number 2, Tane Mumu.
Mallerzuk doesn't waste any time. Mumu flying around, and he's going to score with the throw to the screen up to second base. Goes Mallerzuk and make it 6-0, and Ladislav Malor-Zook, after about a 10-pitch at bat against Randerson the last time, goes after the first one and slashes it through the 5.5 hole.
Says he wasn't going to waste any time.
Well, it wasn't a bad pitch. It was on the outside corner, but Malor-Zook, a good hitter that he is, just takes it where it's thrown. Brian Avery, the opportunity to bat in the place of Nick Mullins. It's almost not fair, Joe, when you can bring in a bat the quality of Brian Avery. Yeah. One misses upstairs from Randerson. Again, referencing back to Matt Palazzo, Brian Avery able to play any position on the diamond at an extremely high level other than being in the circle. With the national team, Team Canada, he has played corner outfield, third base, first base, and caught all in the last couple of cycles.
Shows his utility, his strength, his ability to play multiple positions.
One and two to Avery. Gremlins looking to get this run in. And to the screen, and it eludes Hyde, and up to third goes Malor-Zook. And that was the trampoline effect off the fence. In fact, it came off the fence so fast it was past Hyde before he could really get all the way turned around. Two and two. And just misses downstairs. So let's run it to a full count. We've been a lot of full counts. And that is foul off the bat of Avery, who was trying to hold back, but got the foul ball. Called strike three. They work out of that. They strand that run rule. Runner at third will go to top of the sixth. Batmen trailing.
Whether you want to improve your grip in wet conditions or just to find the control you've been looking for, the Gorilla Gold Grip Enhancer has become the most recommended name in softball and in every sport where grip plays an important role. Gorilla Gold is the only grip enhancement approved by the ISC, ASA, and NCAA.
My name is Michael Holobradek. I'm from Czech Republic, playing for Hill United Chiefs, and I'm using Gorilla Gold.
My name is Pablo Miglievaca from Argentina, and for every game I use Gorilla Gold.
Hola, mi nombre es Samuel Villalbazo, pitcher de la selección de México, y en todos mis juegos uso Gorilla Grip.
Mason McKay is leading things off for Toronto here, top of the 6th inning, at the top of the batting order for the Toronto Batmen. Ty Sebastian, Denny Benson to follow. Joe, this has just been an absolute masterpiece by Jack Besgrove.
81 pitches so far in the game. 14 strikeouts. 1 walk, 1 hit batsman. Has not given up a hit.
You know, we've had at least 3 no-hitters.
Yeah. Sorry, 2 walks and a hit batsman.
That's off the glove to the screen. We've had a couple of no-hitters on the broadcast already. But this is Jack Besgrove's first game in the ISC World Tournament.
Yeah.
And he's not playing, you know, Hank's sled dogs or something like that. Like this is a top 10 ranked team.
Yeah.
Ty Sebastian to the plate with Mason McKay down on strikes.
Ty will love the challenge to facing a Besgrove. That rise ball way out of the strike zone. He's so eager up there.
And then lets one go down the middle. You can't win sometimes.
Yeah.
0-2 to Ty Sebastian. And there is a base hit. Ty Sebastian gets one on the board for the Toronto Batmen. You had to figure if it was going to be anybody, it was going to be Ty.
Yeah.
Denny Benson to the dish. We won't have our 4th no-hitter on the ISC network. Little bizarre stat. We actually did 3 in a row. You noticed it. We did 2 consecutive on Sunday. Monday was a washout, and the first game that we did today was a no-hitter. So actually 3 in a row on the ISC network. Benson can't hold up. That's a strike. 1-2. Joe, we're going to be back on the air tomorrow for 3 broadcasts, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. The 2 o'clock game, Elmira Expos, Grand Prairie Pirates. Benson can't catch up to that drop on the outside corner. And the 5 and the 7 are the winner's bracket games. 5 o'clock, Niagara Stompers and AWP Lumberjacks. And then the nightcap, Hill United Chiefs. And they'll take on RM Kurtz. We'll see if Cinderella can
still keep the slippers on.
Keep the slippers on, yeah, with that Kurtz team. The 2 o'clock game, I didn't say it, Elmira Expos, Grand Prairie Pirates. Hunter trying to hold that pitch for the home plate umpire. 1-2 to Corey Way. And a little one hopper to Best Grove. You can't strike them out. Get them to ground out to yourself. Ty Sebastian breaks the goose egg in the hit column for the Batmen, but that's all. Can't push a run across. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Gremlins still up 6-0.
Does your game need work? Want to get better every game? Every at-bat? You need Lumberjack Sports. Focusing on exceptional quality and providing players with reliable, long-lasting product, Lumberjack Sports brings you in-game equipment and off-field workout gear, designed and tested by top fastball player Nick Shales. Learn from the best. Play like the best. Check out lumberjacksports.ca to put your game over the top.
It's leadoff batter Matthew Waugh for the New York Gremlins. 1 for 2 with a walk. Downstairs from Randerson, it's Waugh, Remeke, and Ben Anoka. Randerson just hasn't consistently been able to work in front of the hitters, Joe. He's falling behind more often than not. 2-0, 3-1.
Yeah, he did a couple batters and then he fell apart again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Three balls, one strike to Matthew Waugh. Matthew Waugh with his real tight batting stance. Matthew Waugh working Randerson for a walk. Jerome Ray Mackey now at the plate. Jerome 1 for 2. Worked him for a walk to Dustin Vienop back in the first inning and had a single off of Tyler Randerson back in the fourth inning. So his second look at Randerson.
Just a bit out front. That was a called strike down at the bottom of the zone. So 0-2 on Remicky. And swings and misses.
Oh.
Had the big uppercut on the
Yeah.
swing. If he was going to hit it, he was going to hit it out. But didn't get it. Watch this uppercut. Yeah.
How about in the center field, number 89, Inoka.
Beninoka. Little changeup off speed there.
Yeah.
He's worked that in a little bit more effectively the last couple of innings.
But he needs to work that in a little bit more often.
Oh, what a pick. And they get him. Double play. What a pick over there by Adam Alexander to flip to Ty Sebastian and back to Denny Benson. 4-6-3. Call it 2. The Batmen showing some defensive prowess.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm
Cody Skelton, Mitch McKay, Isaiah Whetstone, if he's healthy. Batman need to find something in their swings against Jack Besgrove. He has just befuddled them tonight. Zips that in for strike 2. Strike 1, strike 2 have been almost automatic tonight, Joe.
Yes. He's just laying that pitch in there.
Blows it by Cody Skelton for the first out of the inning. Joey, we'd be remiss if we didn't say during the game congratulations to Cheryl Skelton, co-sponsor of the Toronto Batmen, awarded the Denny Bruckert Memorial Humanitarian Award, Dedication Award, if you will, in memory of Denny Bruckert, who was such a great influence on so many people in the game. And Cheryl, most deserving of that award. That was handed out at the opening ceremonies on Sunday afternoon, and couldn't be happier for Cheryl. And a lot of comments on social media praising Cheryl for everything that she's done and helped to do for Cody and the Batmen in keeping this team going for the past several years. I mean, they've got to be coming up on 8 or 9 years with the Batmen.
I'm guessing it was 10, to tell you the honest truth.
Well, it could very well be.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
They've done a lot for the sport.
Oh, absolutely. Her and husband Mike, Cody, Andy. Tremendous family, and couldn't be happier for the Skelton family. Cheryl Skelton accepting that award on Sunday, and there's a couple of posts up on social media. If you get a chance, say congratulations to Cheryl. I know she was tracking and responding to everybody with a nice note in reply. Mitch McKay at the plate. Go.
Boom. Besgrove up to 104 pitches so far.
Well, things just wandered there to Mitch McKay. He made short work of Cody Skelton and then couldn't find the strike zone against Mitch McKay. Pinch hitter here.
Adam Long went into play.
Oh, you're right. Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he stayed in the game.
Yeah.
Real wide open stance from Adam. To Evans, and uncharacteristically bobbled. He won't get anybody. And I was just lip reading there as he handed the ball to Jack. He said, "I'm sorry." I haven't seen Cole Evans bobble a ball like that before. I'm seeing everything tonight for the first time. This just takes 13 hops on its way out to Evans, and it just rolled right up his arm and his glove.
Well, we'll see if Besgrove turns the heat up with a couple of base runners on.
Well, lucky Derek Hyde.
Yes.
In with a strike. Hyde and then Adam Alexander await on deck. Kind of a weak swing after that one on the outside corner. Can't catch up to that rise ball for strike 3. Down to Adam Alexander.
The second baseman, number 7, Adam Alexander.
It's a great play that he made to end the previous inning.
Great. Good range there, good hand-eye coordination. The flip over to Sebastian.
Misses down low. That ball was stung, too. I mean, he just threw out the glove.
Adam Alexander had a couple years with the Twins, too.
Yes, he did.
Yep. Good cut there by Adam.
Fell back to the stream, and the Toronto Batmen will be down to their final strike. And Blake Hunter will go out and hand off the ball to Besgrove. The no-hitter disappeared in the 6th. Hi, Sebastian. The solid single through the left side. That's been the only one on the night.
18 strikeouts.
Quite the debut. That's straight up. Mallerzuk will range over and get called off by then, and Winters was still out there in right and went down to his knees to make the catch. But the final score, New York Gremlins 6, Toronto Batmen 0. They take them the distance. Jack Besgrove, 18 strikeouts, 1 hitter. New York Gremlins never really threatened in this one, Joe.
No.
Thought Dustin Bienhoff pitched well the first couple of innings, but the second time through ran out of steam against this juggernaut Gremlins squad. Come back tomorrow with us starting at 2 p.m. Central Time or thereabouts for Elmira Expos and the Grand Prairie Pirates. And then we'll get to see the Hill United Chiefs. We haven't seen them since Sunday. And we'll get our first look at the Niagara Stompers and Hoima Mata. For Joe Todd, for Luciano Lafrano, for Carol Dureste, Greg Tim stopped by, so did Matt Palazzo. Thank you for being with us. Have yourselves a great night.
Good night.
For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas. Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more. The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com